Askarov versus Brandon Royval. This is probably my fight of the night pick. We got two scrappers. They both strike a lot. They're good at striking, but honestly, like what impresses me most is their grappling. Um, Askarov, he's a bit more of like a wrestler, but he does threaten the submissions. And then Brandon Royval, he's like all submission oriented. He's crazy like positionally. Sometimes he gets in bad positions and he has a way of just like switching it on a dime and finding himself, slapping on a submission. Sometimes I like to play like MMA math and see who's winning then. But if you look at their records, in my opinion, it's kind of a wash, right? They're kind of tied. It's a draw because they have similar opponents, similar wins. Like they both have wins over Tim Elliott, but Royval was able to submit him, and they both have a fight against Kai Kara France, who's a beast. Um, but Royval was able to submit him, and then KKF was able to beat Askarov in his last fight, close decision. So it's pretty close to me. I would think the odds should be closer for this one for these two guys, but I would kind of lean towards Askarov just because Royval's biggest chance of winning is a submission, and against Askarov, he's no slouch in the grappling, so it'll be kind of difficult, but a good show nonetheless. Who do you got?
Yeah, I agree with you, and I even wanted to say for this one, like, don't call me schizophrenic, but like, for me, this is like the most secure fight, even by the odds saying that. But like, I see so many things that can happen, and Brandon can win this match. Talking about the submissions, I honestly like Alex Pantoja didn't finish Askar, so I don't think the Brandon can finish him. And he was like even in some pretty bad positions against Pantoja, and I think he's the best submission artist in that category for sure. So the question is like how he's gonna feel after his last match. That's the first defeat in his career, and he's now doing the first fight after that. That's for me like a biggest question. How he's gonna how he's gonna deal with his defeat. But like for me, he's like one of the best guys in that category, and that's why I'm saying like one of the most secure match on the fight card, and that's why I think even the odds saying that. But on the other hand, like Brandon Royale is so similar in some aspects, like KKF, you know, and he managed to make a defeat, to beat Askar, So maybe he can see something and do the copy paste, and especially I think even if it comes to the ground, he doesn't have maybe good takedown defense as KKF, but like he's going to that crazy scrambles, where he makes you to work and he can get you tired, And then when they all again go up on the feet, with his crazy combination, I can see him uh, making a big problem. Also, like his southpaw, that's maybe some factor, that big factor that that can go in this match. That maybe Oscar will not manage the best to shorten the distance to go for a takedown, because usually like most of the takedowns that he's doing on the orthodox guys. So there is a
Mhm.
lot of equations. That's why like I'm completely agree with you what you said about the odds. They are too big difference and they should be a little bit closer. So talking about that, that's maybe something that you can guys play around and maybe try, Brandon. uh but again, I'm saying this is one of my most secure picks, to go with Oscar. So don't
Now
call.
that you're saying that, now I want to pick Brandon because I think it should be so close. But
Yeah, no, no, for sure. And I mean, I'm gonna probably skip this one because if it's closer a little bit, if it's like under minus 200, I would go with Oscar for sure. Because this is one of my top picks on this fight card. But like uh, putting in the now all these equations, what I previously said, like I see really good chance that Brandon can win this match.
Mhm. Yeah, at the very least, he's gonna win like fight of the night or something.
Yeah, I think that's why they match it up. If you look his score 14-6, you know, it's not like some amazing score. But again, like two of his losses, one came from Pantoja talking about like uh, difference in the level, of submission. Like basically, Pantoja finished him in the first round, took his back and choked him out.
Mhm.
So and he lost from Moreno. Also, like that's something like as soon as the higher level opponent comes, you know, he fades out. That's like why I'm giving like advantage to Askar. But again, it's above 200, so I don't like to play those, but just something to think about it.
Right. I do think very highly of like Askarov. I think he's gonna probably fight for a title sooner or later. Little speed bump against Kai Kara France, but Brandon Royval, he's a dark horse for me in that division.
For sure. For sure.